Animation, bright yellow sun rises behind deep orange mountains. Blue duck flies low over water, white fish splashes. Logo, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Department of Interior. A few dwellings dot a lush green landscape with tall palm trees. Text, Moskitia, Honduras. 6 large bright red birds fly over houses. Toddler climbs wooden stairs. Flying red, yellow, and blue winged birds. Woman washes clothes in river. Man weaves together large leaves. One bird sits on rail near girl. Santiago La Cruz, the Opupani project.
So, when I was a child, the macaws were thick here. They were flying everywhere.
Single bright red bird with long tail and wide wings flies across bright blue sky. 2 musicians play instruments outside. Man with large feathered hat dances.
And then, they started to disappear.
Title, Poachers and Protectors, The Story of Scarlet Macaws in Honduras. Sun rises through rows of tall skinny trees to shine down on a wooden hutch. Several people look at large map.
Every day during the breeding season of the scarlet macaw, the people of Moskitia prepare to patrol the thick pine forests of the Honduran Moskitia.
In 2014, we were able to document that every nest in this core conservation area of Moskitia was poached.
Dr. Laura Kim Joyner, One Earth Conservation.
Nothing escaped the illegal wildlife trade. It was very disheartening.
Figures in tall boots carry machetes and ropes through tall grass.
Poaching is the #1 threat to the scarlet macaw, largely driven by a domestic and international pet trade. It's estimated only 1,500 scarlet macaws are left in Central America.
Macaw perched on limb.
About 500 of them live in this one region of Honduras.
2 birds on pine branch.
In Honduras, most of the chicks go to Bay Island. For the tourists and hotels, love parrots, loves macaws, and they use as attraction. But I think they don't know, or they don't want to know, the damage that they are causing in the wild.
Hector Portillo, in CBO.
In the 1980s, Honduras exported some 12,000 birds per year, mostly parrots and macaws, to the U.S. pet trade. Honduras declared the activity illegal in 1990, but it's estimated that hundreds of scarlet macaw chicks are still taken from the Moskitia every year through a network of poachers, middlemen, and international traffickers.
Boat motors slowly along wide river, large sandbar in the middle.
We had people for the last 2 years from China boating up and down the river between Nicaragua and Honduras asking to buy eggs and chicks. So these birds are being trafficked to Asia and probably India and Arabia as well, because you will see these species of birds in pet stores there.
Surrounded by children, Dr. Joyner points to sky.
The Opupani project, which means scarlet macaw in Mosquito, started with the small village of Moskitia in 2010.
I was somewhat startled to hear the people here saying, we don't see our parrots anymore and we would be interested in seeing if we can protect them.
Thanks to funders like the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, it's the largest community-patrolled parrot conservation area in Latin America. The patrols have significantly reduced poaching. The patrols that began in Moskitia are now taking place in 6 different communities throughout the Moskitia.
We banned them because, 1, we can tell one chick from the other, and 2, if the poachers take them, we know there are birds and where they came from. So any birds that in this area, anywhere in the world that have a band on their right side with our number, there are birds and they should come back.
Joyner gingerly handles small, mostly white fuzzy bird with tips of feathers turning red, yellow, and blue. Tomas Manzanares, ICF.
I feel sad, because when the chicks are taken, the parents are flying around as if they were crying. It's like if you lost your children, you would be sad. It's the same for them. And that's a reason I feel sad too.
Group of birds depart from their branches and glide between pine trees. Several people walk through forest in a row.
We're trying to work with other communities around Moskitia to teach them how to take care of and conserve the macaw. Because if we work together, we can help the macaws to survive. We want to send a message to the world to help us conserve the macaws.
2 people in neon shirts carry rifles.
It's honorable work, but it's also dangerous. The men and women who patrol these woods must also confront poachers.
En el río Rufus, ahí
I was in the river taking a bath, and suddenly, I don't know how many of them, people behind the bushes started shooting at me.
Points to scars on chest, abdomen, both arms.
Thank God I survived. And after that, I felt that I loved the macaws more because I was fighting for them. I feel that this love is for them.
For decades, poaching scarlet macaw chicks was the primary way people here made a living.
I used to be a poacher. I would climb the trees and take out the chicks.
Mimics climbing tree.
There's no opportunity for us, and that's the reason why we used to be poachers.
Today, the Apupani Project provides a better way. Team members receive a salary of about $8 a day versus $20 to $60 for one poached bird. They can provide for their families by helping the macaws instead of selling them.
With projects like this, we can help the poachers to be conservationists.
Project members have established the Rescue and Liberation Center of Moskitia for birds confiscated from poachers and traffickers. Here, they care for the macaws until they can be released back in the wild.
Anita Panting, the Apupani Project.
Before I started working with the macaws, my life was really different. I decided to work for the macaws. I've never earned any income, and so I benefit, and so do the birds.
Reaches into box, feeds 2 chicks with long syringe. 2 adult birds look at each other. Their upturned bottom beaks make it appear as if they are smiling. Musicians play outside with dwelling.
I can really see that the future of the birds is tied into the well-being of the people here. That as the project goes forward, it will help the birds as well as the people.
Carries large plate of food near several birds clinging to it outside of chain link enclosure. Man relieves. Group in matching long-sleeved green t-shirts dance in unison in small circle. Hand drums on large jawbone. Woman with basket of laundry on head. Man in hard hat climbs tree. Arms hold rope around it.
I have a vision for the project here and the macaws here. We just have to keep going forward. We have to leave something for our children.
Bird flaps wings in slow motion, colorful tail feathers spread, displaying a rainbow of color. Text: despite the success of this project, almost 100% of the scarlet macaw nests outside the immediate patrol area continued to be poached. Help is still needed. fws.gov/macaw. This film was produced by Christy Lowe Productions for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Special thanks to the community of Moskitia, NCBO, One Earth Conservation, the Forest Conservation Institute of Honduras, United Nations Development Program, Dr. Laura Kim Joyner, Hector Portillo Reyes, Live Music, Santiago Lacuth and Jerry Lacuth. Narrators, Chloe Taylor, Stacy Carson, Jennifer Cook Nice.